Okay, so in the last session, we discussed mainly about Selenium IDE, where we can perform only one task, that is record and playback. Okay, so whatever actions you performed on your application under test, which is web application, all those actions will be recorded in your Selenium IDE. And once the recording is over, we can stop the recording and perform a playback. Playback is actually a process where you execute the recorded actions that you perform. So it will record first, and when you perform a playback, it executes sequentially one after another and perform the same operations by activating browser. It opens the browser, and whatever you did, which it has recorded, it's going to do it automatically on your web page. That is what happens in Selenium IDE. Professionally, Selenium IDE is not used at all in companies where we perform testing. So the only solution is you have to write script, okay, which is called as TSL, test script language. So here we go with Selenium with combination of Java. Okay, so you work on an IDE which gives a support by default to Java. So you have to install your JDK, configure your Eclipse IDE with JDK, write your Java programs, execute, it works perfectly, giving you the output in the terminal. Okay. If you want to work with Selenium, then we have got to activate Selenium library, which is called as reference library. So reference library, if you want, it comes to you with the help of website, that is Selenium dot, what is the website name? DEV, selenium.dev. From there, you can download the software. Okay, while downloading, you get an option. That is, you can have Java combination with Selenium, or you can have Ruby combination with Selenium. And you have got even other language support, like .NET is supported, PHP is supported, Python is supported. So depending on your requirement and flexibility of language, you can select the language and you can start working with Selenium. Normally we go with Selenium with Java combination because Java projects which are there are many Java projects when compared with .NET and Python projects. So that is the reason why we work with Java combination. So if you have already got knowledge of core Java, the same programming is embedded along with your Selenium code. Okay, for which you have to import the libraries which are associated with Selenium. Selenium can be installed and configured in your Selenium IDE in different ways. One is by or with the help of jar file. Another is with the help of zip file. You can configure the build path and provide the location of jar file or zip file. Okay, so once it is configured, then your IDE will be intelligent enough in identifying the Selenium library. That is what we have discussed. Okay, so it will be identifying, it works like a brain to identify the objects. So one of the important methods, if you want to have access, then we need the Selenium reference library. Okay, not only that, when you're performing any action in Selenium IDE, it will automatically identify the browser. It will automatically have drivers configured. So it will open automatically and performs a task perfectly without any issue. But when we are working with Selenium TSL, test script language, we need in addition your drivers, which are your browser drivers and browser application exe. These two are required so that your IDE or your Java code, which is embedded with Selenium, will be able to identify the driver, will be able to identify the browser, open it automatically. So if your driver and browser are not having perfect combination, it will fail to open the browser. Okay, so you should have proper driver and proper version of browser. These two are important if you're writing script. Okay, so while writing the script, if you don't want internet connectivity and you want to work on a single system, then what we have to do is proper driver and exe should be available. If it is not available, then we have got the other option. The other option is we can install and configure with the help of Git repository. Or we can even work with a Maven project where your pom.xml file can include dependency. Okay, so details of dependency, details of jar or zip file, which is Windows 62-bit operating system based, can be accessed from Maven repository. You can Google for Maven repository, navigate there, you can copy the dependency, paste it in pom.xml and save it. Once you save, all the relevant and dependencies will be copied, will be included in your Selenium IDE, okay, where you're accessing from your Eclipse IDE, when you're accessing Selenium, all the dependencies will be included with reference to your pom.xml. Okay, that is one way. Other way is jar file, configuring the location of your jar file, okay, by adding up build path. One more way is there is an option called as marketplace. Marketplace will also give you the option to include your relevant files which are required in your Eclipse IDE. So 2 to 3 ways are there by which we can install and configure your dependencies. The best option would be working with pom.xml because you don't have to worry about the version and other things. Whereas if you download directly, then you should check for the browser version. You have to check for even driver version. And if there is any mismatch, your script is not going to work. You'll get errors. By default, if your everything is fine, still you'll get an statement which appears in red color. Actually, that is not an error. It is a standard way by which it reflects that few dependencies are available, few dependencies are missing. So you should not get confused that it is not working. It will work, but it will give you that message like warning. You have to ignore that warning. Okay. So once you do that, execute it, whatever code you have written, it has to definitely activate your browser, activate the URL which you have given, and perform the operations. If you're writing the code, then only the operations are performed. So to understand this, I gave you one example. Let me open that. Okay, the one which we have discussed in the last class and given the details about it. Okay, so let me show you. The topic what we have discussed was called as locator. This is what we have worked with, locator. Okay, so locators in Selenium will help you in identifying the object. Okay, we don't have problem with Selenium software. We don't have problem with your driver. We don't have problem with browser. If the three are fine, then comes the next issue. That is, how do you make a call to the methods which are available in Selenium? So Selenium software is there. If your software is perfect over there, then automatically whatever code you write, it is going to be working out fine. It will not give you any error indication. Okay, but if there is any problem, like you did not include a method, you did not import a method, then it is going to show you that there is some problem. So immediately you just point and right click, it will directly say import file. Right click, select that option, it will import automatically. So problem is resolved. Okay, so we don't have any problem if it is showing you an indication that there is an error. The error will appear if your import statement is not given. Okay, this is when you don't have net connection. Okay, and when you're working with net connectivity, Git repository will be there. Only thing is like net, if it is not there, it is not going to work. Okay, so maximum possibilities of successfully running your script is possible with Git repository because all the dependencies are easily carried out. Okay, all right. So here we discuss even about a topic called as locator, and these are the different types of locator. We work with ID locator the last class. Okay, so ID locator is used for identifying the object. We call them as either attributes or we call them as elements of HTML. So whatever HTML code you write, it will initiate the object in DOM and displays it onto your page. Okay, so if you want to perform any action on those objects, we have to identify the objects. So once your objects are identified, your Selenium code is going to work on it. By default, Selenium is like blind. You make it active, you make it work just because of locators. Okay, so one of the locator is ID, which is nothing but an attribute in your tag, which says the ID of the object is so and so. Okay, so this is what we have discussed, and I've given an example like how do you create an object. This is how you create an object. So input will create an input text box. So in that way, we created a web page with 3 text boxes: first name, last name, and middle name. Okay, we have to take this. Creating is not sufficient. You have to create it and host it onto your local web server. Okay, here we are using XAMPP, where we have got Apache Tomcat web server. Take the file and drop it inside your dashboard. Dashboard is the default location of XAMPP. So once you drop it, your files are easily identified. It will come through HTTP. Okay, if you're directly saving it, it will not work. It will behave like a Windows application, and Windows application cannot be tested with Selenium. Only web applications can be tested. Okay, so if you open up an HTML page and you try to record, it will definitely not work. It has to be through web server. So we'll take the file, place it in your dashboard, and now if you want to access the file, we should come from your web services, web server. So you say HTTP localhost, okay, /dashboard. So once you hit the request, what it does, it will go and search for index.html. It will pick up index.html, display it onto the browser, just like this one. I'll randomly just open the browser. I don't know whether my web server is on or not. So I'm just going here and I'm trying to give localhost followed with dashboard. Okay, it says it is not available because I did not start the web server. Okay, so when I just go and initiate the web server, that is XAMPP web server, okay, you can see there very clearly that the services are not initiated. So I'm starting the service. If I don't have any connectivity with database, only this connection is sufficient. That is, Apache is sufficient for us. So Apache have started. Now if you come here and refresh it, if I hit enter, what it should do, it should go in dashboard and search for index.html, pick up the file and display it onto the browser. Check this. Displayed. Okay, so once it is displayed, you want Selenium to identify these objects. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to write locators. The code should have locator in it. Let us try to do that with the help of locators. So I'm going back to Eclipse. This is your Eclipse. It will take time. Okay. Okay, prior to that, before that, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to check the object details. So if you want to find out object details, press function key F12. It enters into development environment where we can click on the spy button, point out the object, and you can locate or you can find out what is the object name. I'll just point out and click on it. The code is displayed to us. You can see the code. And here we have got ID as table name. ID as table name. You can see here. Okay. So similarly, I want to find out the next object details. So either you click here and find out. Okay. Or you can even click on the spy button. Directly you click and check. Parallel, you can see this is the ID which is named as file name. Okay. So in this way, your objects are identified internally. So with the help of spy, the spy will refer to DOM and give the details about the object. Why? So that you can write your script without any mistake. So spy is helping you in identifying the objects. So if you are able to identify, Selenium will also be able to identify the object. So what it does, Selenium will refer to the object name that you have used in the TSL, refer to the DOM, and it will perform the task on that particular object. Okay, so that is what happens. So here, we developed in the last class one page. Okay, that page is located in some location. Let me open the page. Okay, I think it is on the desktop. It was not there on desktop. We saved it in some location. So I think it's in testing folder. Okay, HTML. We have got the page called as index.html. Now check this. I'll just drag this and drop it onto the browser. Okay. So when I just release it, see what happens. It is coming, but it is coming through C drive. Okay. So this type of access is called as Windows based access. C drive is Windows operating system. Okay. DOS and Windows. So I'm trying to access directly. Direct access will not be identified by Selenium. Okay. So if I want to access this, the same index.html file, I can drag and drop it into the desktop location. Okay. So I'll show you that. Let's see. I'm going to C drive, navigating to XAMPP. XAMPP is the folder where we have the software. And in this, we have got htdocs. In htdocs, you'll have dashboard. And in dashboard, you'll be having already one index.html that is coming. This one is there. So I'll just click on it and I'll just rename this one as index 0 I give. Some number I've given. That means if I say localhost/dashboard and hit enter, nothing will come now. Because it will go and search for index.html. You don't have index, you got index 0. So it will not identify that. Now see what I'm doing. I'm just going back to the location from where this index file is getting accessed. Okay. So I'll go there. Okay. It's located where in testing folder. I'm just activating the Explorer. Okay. Navigating to C user location. C user. Okay, so in user, it is X280. In X280, we have got OneDrive. You can see there, this is the location. So I'll say OneDrive. So in OneDrive, we have got desktop. Where we have got desktop. So in desktop, we have got testing. In testing, we have got HTML. And in HTML, we have this file. So what I'm doing is I'm just selecting that index file, right clicking on it, and I'm saying copy it. Okay, or say Control C to copy it. I copied it. Now I'm placing the same file into the location that is dashboard location. Already we have one, but it is index 0. It will not identify. Okay, so I'll come here and I'll paste it here. Right click and I'll say paste. Paste it. So now we have got a new index.html, which is referring to some reset page. Okay, so let it be there. Now this is directly we're accessing from C drive. Now if I give localhost followed with dashboard, I should get the same page. Let's see. Localhost dashboard. Refresh it. You can see it's coming. Okay, you might have a question why that logo is not coming, because I did not place logo in dashboard. So whatever files are required, they should be available in dashboard. And you can see this is coming from localhost, that is web server. If it is coming from web server, Selenium will be able to identify that the request is being placed and response is given. This request and response will happen only with reference to web server. Okay. Whereas in case of your C drive, you don't get request, no response, no request, no response. Okay. We have discussed about the architecture. All your request and response will go to JSON file. Okay. And from there, it will make a call to methods, get all the information, get the browser, display with URL, and then record all the functional or perform the functional operations. Okay. So in our code, we have written the same. Check this. In locators, we have done the same thing. Now you can see here, I told you to include import statement on top. Whatever is the relevant import for Selenium, you should give that. Or relevant imports for Java, you should give that. Okay. Then only you will not have any problem with what methods which are there inside your import file, jar files. Okay. Or libraries, you can say. Okay. So once you give that, you should be able to run your script without any problem. So we discussed system.out.println is for Java. So Java definitely it is going to work because of JDK. Now the question is about Selenium. So if you want to have Selenium access, I told you that this import statement is going to do that. What we have here we have got web driver. We need drivers. So we have got web driver. We need Chrome driver if you're performing action on Chrome. Okay, that is required. And you should be able to open the browser, perform the task on application, provide the URL and give this code so that it will initiate the instance of your browser. Once it is done, you can see here we said get method driver.get URL. So whatever URL we have given here, that is Google access, So browser will open and Google website will be activated. Okay. Then after that, you can perform the actions. All your actions can be performed with the help of identifier. One of the identifier is ID, by ID. Okay. So what do we do here? Driver dot find element. We are telling Selenium, find out on the web page with reference to the ID. Check where is f text. We're giving that instruction. So then it will do a search, internal search, point out the object, and what it does, whatever action you perform. Okay, we are referring to this driver and referring to this f text. So that is referred by your variable. So here at the bottom, we are giving the same variable dot send key. Okay, once the object is identified, we are sending something into the object. Okay, what are we typing? Name is being typed. So first name, middle name, last name will be typed. Okay, so your browser should be activated, your page should come, object should be identified, whatever send key you have given, that should appear. Okay, and in the end, we are closing that particular window. Okay, so once it is closed, what happens? The browser will be deactivated. This is what is the code. Okay, if you take the pure code, this is the pure code what we have written. In between, I did not use any Java related code. We have written purely your Selenium code. Okay, so you can see that. So here we have got the import statement being used. Here we have got the URL variable. Okay, we have got the Chrome drivers being initiated along with URL. So it will open that, and we have referred even to the elements with the help of ID, locator. We identified the object, referred to a variable, and with reference to variable, we are sending the key, some text we are sending. Anything you can send in double quotes. So that should be displayed and you should be able to close in the end. Okay, so for this, I'm going to Selenium. The first and foremost thing is like your page, which has got 3 text boxes, you should be able to locate it. You have created and you kept it in some place, but that some place should be exactly your desktop only. If it is not desktop, it becomes Windows application and it will not work. So I should be able to place my file in your location, that is dashboard location, so that we can access the same page by using what? By your web server. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. First thing is like my code is not going to work if I don't have the page. Okay, so let us try to locate the page, because that is the only one which is going to help you in activating the page. Okay, so let me just go and initiate it and see where that page is located. So I'll just go to desktop first. Okay, you have got some HTML files. I'll try to open up the HTML file. These are different HTML files. I'm just trying to locate the one which displays 3 text boxes. That's it. I have got only this, and might be I would have kept it in some other location, maybe testing location. So navigating to that and trying to open the HTML file. Here, I think we have placed the file. So I'll just say first.html, drag and drop it just to see whether it is the same file or not. Okay. So drag and drop. Yes, this is the one. Okay. So what I should do, it should not be here. It should be named as index.html and it should be placed in your dashboard location. So I'm just right clicking on this, copying the file, or I can say Control C to copy, navigating directly to the dashboard location. This is your dashboard location. Already we have index. I clicked on it and I've renamed it as index11 so that it will not disturb us. We don't want this. So right click and I'm saying paste. So I'm pasting the new file. And this file should be renamed as index.html. Okay. So I just come here. It was first. So I'm giving it as index.html will be the one. Okay. Now, if you go and cross check on your browser, previously this was coming. Now it should be the new file with 3 text boxes. Enter 3 text boxes. Okay. Now the URL is important in our script. So I have copied this, went back to your Selenium. That is in your Eclipse IDE. And here you can see here This is the place where I'm going to give URL. Is it the URL right? Yes. So what it is going to do, it is taking this URL, activating the browser along with URL. That is what it does with the help of this 3 lines of code. Okay, it has to definitely activate the browser and perform it. Okay, remaining all actions, if we want, you can comment it. Okay, so that I can just see whether that particular code is activating or not. Okay, I'm not closing also. I've just given a comment. The lines are commented. That means this lines will not execute. So if I run my script, it should open the browser, open up the same page which is there, what we have referred, index file, and it should be able to show. Nothing, no action is being done. So I'll right click on this and I'll say run as Java application. Okay, now check this. It has to definitely activate the browser. Now this error, as I told you, it will appear because that is a comment warning. So ignore that. Okay. And now it has come. Now, did you perform any action? No. Now, after showing this, I want to close it automatically. It should close automatically. Okay. So I'm scrolling down. One of the code which is given in the bottom, that is your driver.close. I'm just activating that. I've activated that. So what it should do, it should open the browser, open our index file and close it. That is what it should do. Okay. So I'll re-execute it, right click and say run as your Java application. So it has to activate the browser. Okay. Display as and automatically close also because we have given close. You can see it got closed. Before time only it got closed. You are not able to see the 3 text boxes because it was quick, faster. Okay. So if you want to delay the process, then we can even delay also. Okay. So I can just say here driver is what? Driver is the variable what we have referred. Okay. Driver dot. So these are the methods which are there. Okay. So we have got find element by ID, find element, get, and so on. Okay. So here to delay, we have got a method available. Let me just check here. Dot, I'll say equal element string get page. There is a method available for delay. Okay, let me just cross check here. I'm just trying to find out the syntax of it by which we can activate. Okay, so how to delay in Selenium. So we have got the built-in. You can see thread.sleep is there. This is Java code actually. Okay, so I don't want Java code. I want Selenium code. So for dealing in Selenium, wait is there. You can see here wait. Okay, so I'll just go back. Wait is there. So driver dot wait. Okay, wait is the built-in. Here I can time delay. Let's say I'm giving here 1200. So it will wait there for some time. Okay, it will wait there for some time. So let us check this. Now, if you see here, it is indicating that there is some error. Okay, driver dot wait. I given time. Okay, this 1200 is milliseconds. Okay, so when it is giving you error, you can see add your exception. It says okay. So if you have a problem with this, you can add the exception. Let us check this. Okay, if you see here on top, these are all different methods which are available. I missed out this import. Why? This import is referring to wait. So if I want to access the method wait, I should include on top. You can see here on top. I'll just paste this wait. Then if I include this, automatically the problem which we came across, this should go away. Okay, this one should go away. So it is still giving issue. Let me give it like this. Web driver manager dot wait. Dot delay is also there. Dot wait is also there. Dot driver. Dot wait. No, it's not taking it. Wait, and you can specify the time duration. Still, it is giving error. It's not identifying some issue. Okay, let us check that. Okay, I'll comment this line. We'll use it. So we can use Control// to give a comment line. Okay. So what it should do, it should delay. Now, why we need to delay it? Because when I'm performing a playback, you can see immediately it is opening it. Okay. Before I could see the object, it is closing it also. Okay. So if you want to delay it, this close should not be given. Then only you'll be able to see the object. Okay. Let us run it once and check. I'll say run as Java application. So it will activate, it will show you. The browser will not close because we have not given close statement. Okay, it takes time. So that is a point where we have to delay. Okay, now let us perform some action on it. It should enter name. Okay, so to enter the name, the code which is being commented, I'm just going to uncomment it. Okay, so here this line would be your single line comment, and this double line or multi-line comment, I'm removing it and I'm pasting it over here. Okay, over here. Okay, so now it should perform the task, that is action should be performed. Okay, let us check this with a reference to what? With a reference to ID. We are identifying the object with the help of locator, that is ID. Let us run this. Right click, run as your Java application. Browser should get activated, web page should appear, and the action, my name, should be displayed in those 3 text boxes. That is what it has done. Okay, so this is done automatically. It is because of the script. Okay, so if you are able to get this, that means your TSS script is perfect. It has got no issues at all. Okay, is it clear? I can enter any name. I can even accept this at runtime. In Java, we have got inputs that can be accessed using import scanner. Okay, so using scanner built in, we can activate or we can prompt the user to enter the name. Whatever name you enter, that name entered will be displayed onto your objects in the browser. That can be done. Okay, clear? Now, if you want to do any sort of comparison and give a message, okay, comparison and give a message. Comparison means I want to check whether the name entered, the first name entered is PHUKE or not. So normally we use what? Conditional statement if. This is your same Java syntax only. So what are we doing here? I'll give brackets and I'll go for comparison. Okay. If the name is okay, PHUKE, I want to display pass. Okay. So to do comparison, first thing is like I'm taking the text. This is what I'm going to do comparison. So I've just included this. I've just included this in the condition parenthesis. Okay. And I'm going to even compare it with the variable. This is the variable which is pointing out to your first name. So I'll just copy this and I'm doing the comparison over here. If first name is equal to, double equal to is for comparison. Okay. Then what we should do, it should initiate it and display us a message. Okay. So I'm just going to give this with a space. Okay, and here I'll say system.out.println. I'm displaying pass. Okay, I've given that as pass. Okay, here it is saying that we have got a problem. What is the problem? It's a web element. It is not string variable. Okay, so web element, it is being displayed here. Okay, we are not holding the value here. Okay, whatever we are doing here, we are typing it. So if I want to hold it, I'm doing this. Please check. I'll say string. I'm defining a variable, string type. Okay. N. String N is equal to assigning. Okay. I'm assigning whatever has been initiated. Okay. that is first name dot text. Whatever has been initiated, I'm referring to that. Okay. I'll paste it after it is being initialized. Dot. Okay. So here I would like to refer to the object get text. Get text. Okay. Which text it is going to get? This text. And that text is being assigned to n. Okay. N is of what type? String type. So let me just give it on top. String n. And n is being referred over here. Okay. And a semicolon in the end. So what it should do, it should take the value, that is get the text and assign it to the variable n, so that we can do the comparison over here. Okay. So even if you don't give this, and if you're giving only string, it will return true or false. Assume that I don't want to work with the variable. I can remove this. And I'm just saying if, okay, if it is same, it will return what? True. If it is same, it will return true. Okay. So what should be there? A variable is assigned with name. So if it is true, then it has to display pass, else fail. So such type of condition can be given. Okay. So here I'm directly assigning the value here. Instead of capturing, I gave name. Okay. This name, whatever is there, which is being compared, I'm pasting it directly as a string. Okay. Now, instead of giving this name, I'll say if n. If n, that is, if it is of string type, then it has to perform and give me the result as pass. Okay. There are some issues here. It is displaying. 1 minute. Okay. I've already defined it on top. Redefined it again in the bottom. That mistake is there. Okay. So that is rectified. Problem is rectified. If this if statement syntax, I'm going to cross check. Okay, I'm just checking the syntax of it. If anything is wrong in that. So if n, result is pass. Okay, you can see this is one more way. If n not equal to 0, then display that. Okay, if n system dot is pass. Okay, same thing we have given. So it should not give any issue, but it is indicating that there is an error in that. It is not taking this variable there. Change the type to Boolean. That is what it is expecting. We are giving it a string type. Okay. I changed it to Boolean. And if you're giving Boolean, this should be true or false. Okay. Let us check that. I just want to get the result. Okay. True is given directly without quotation, right? Is it? System.out.println. No, this is fine. Okay. There was no problem with the variable, right? Here, let me again change it back to name. Okay. It's giving Boolean type. We gave it as what type? String type. We changed it to Boolean type. All right. That's fine now. Okay. So if I run this, it should give me, there is still a problem on line number 29. Okay. As per the syntax, we are doing it right. You can see if n, then we are displaying the statement. If n, then statement. N is a variable which is of string type. Okay. So I'll just say directly if n is equal to Rakesh. Okay. Now it is fine. I'm doing the comparison. It should give me pass. Okay, let me run this. So I'll say run as Java application. So it should perform all the actions, give the input values, and do the comparison. Okay. It gave some issue with the main method. What is the problem? Did we use main method? Yes, we have used it. There is some opening bracket, closing bracket, something missing. No, that's fine. This one is extra. This one is also extra. Okay. That was a mistake. Okay. So now it has been rectified with open and close braces. And on top, we have got for main method, it should be terminated in the end. So I'm giving one for main method and one for your class. Okay. Now it should be okay. So run as Java application. So it activated, entered. It is doing comparison. Comparison result has also come. Check this. Pass. Okay. It displayed as pass because the name is same. Okay. If it is not equal to, I can just remove this. Not equal to. When it will be not equal to, when you type something different. I'll say I'm giving Fouquet 1. Okay, so Fouquet 1 is being compared with Fouquet. So naturally it is not going to be equal. It has to return else part. Else, I'm going to display fail. System.out.println out.println. I'll display fail. Okay, so let us run this. Right click, run it back once again. Either it will give you pass or it is going to give you fail. If it is matching, it's fine, or else it will give you failure. Okay, now check this. What it is giving here? Pass. Why? Because I've given a negative condition, not equal to, I said. Okay, so if I say equal to, then it will give me fail. Right click. Once again, I'm playing back. Now it is comparison with equal. So Fouquet 1 is not equal to. Okay, so definitely it is going to give failure. Check this. Is a failure. Okay, so such type of decisions can be made with the help of what? Java only. This is Java code only. It is nowhere Selenium code. It's Java code. So you can use embedded Java code along with Selenium. Okay, is it clear? So that is how you can perform task on your AUT, application under test, with reference to ID locator. ID locator. Let us go for the next locator. And the next locator is mainly focusing on name. Okay, there are different ways of approaching a locator. The other one is name locator. Okay, this is about your ID locator. Let's go for the next one, which is name locator. Name. So every object is not only identified with ID, it is also identified with an alternate attribute called as name. Okay, example. Every one of you are having your ID card. Okay, that is ID. So previously, whatever we did in Selenium, it was with the reference to ID. Now what I'm doing is I'm referring your name. Okay, so if you are the one which is available in the object list, then only it is going to give you pass. We can identify the object in two ways, either with your ID or with your name. Okay, then only I can easily conclude that you belong to this class. Okay, so if I want to find out, are you really belonging to this class? I'll ask for your ID. Okay, or else I'll ask for your name and I'll compare the name with the list what I have. I can do the comparison. Okay. Yes, you can. Multiple locators are allowed. But what is the use? You are identifying same object two times. What is the use? No use, right? Only one way it should be able to identify. Once you identify, whatever you want, you can do with the object. You can perform actions on it. You can retrieve the data from it. You can do comparison. Everything can be done. But if you're giving 3-4 locators to identify same object, you're wasting your time. Okay. You will switch to other locator if ID is not working. Then I'll go for name. If name is not working, I'll go for class name. If class name is not working, I'll go for CSS. If CSS is not working, last option, XPath. Okay, so that is how the objects are getting recognized with the help of what? Locators. Locators is the main topic what we have in Selenium. Okay, so I have given with a reference to your ID. Now let us do it with the help of name. Okay, so for example of name, what you do is this is how you include your object. Input is your input tag. Here normally we give ID. I'm not giving ID now. I'm giving here in place of that name. Name is equals to, I'll say my name. Okay. And I'm giving ID also. If I want, I can use even ID. ID equal to, I can give any reference. I'll say first underscore object. So that is how my input text box is going to appear. So how do I include this? Definitely it should be in between your HTML and /HTML. Okay, so I'll just copy this and it's left to you. You can include body if you want. You can include the name in double quotes. If not, it will convert it automatically and /body. So this is a minimum structure to display the object. And to have label, I'm just giving even label tag if you want, label. Okay, label. I'm going to give label as, let's say, name. That is going to be the label, /label. Even if you don't give label, it will work. But if I want to identify the object label, I should give a name to it, something like this. Label ID is equal to name. So that I can identify that particular label object. Okay, fine. So this is what is the code. I'll just copy the code and create a HTML file out of this. Okay, and check whether it is appearing on the browser or not. Okay, so I'll just open up Notepad and here I'm just going to paste it and I'll save this directly into our desktop location. Check this. I'll say save as. I'm going to give the name as sub.html. Okay, so navigating to the same dashboard location, C drive. Okay, we have got XAMPP and XAMPP htdocs. In htdocs dashboard, and here I'm placing the file with the name as sub.html. I gave it. Now, if I want to access that, I need to go to browser and here I should add up the file name. What is that? Sub.html. Then only it will come or else it will not come. Okay. Now, first page is appearing, which is called as our home page. From here, I want to link it to the other page. Can I do it? Yes. So I'll directly go to the location where we have got index.html. Okay. So here we have got index.html. I'll right click on this and I'll say open with Notepad and I'm including one small code here. Okay. And the code is referring to your sub.html. So here I would like to say something like A anchor tag H reference. It is referring to sub.html. Okay, I'll just give it as link /A. I saved it. So whenever you're accessing the page, you can see here, previously it was showing only 3 text boxes. Now you're going to have even link available. Check this. Refresh it, F5. Oh, did I do it right? Did I save this? No, I think I did not save the index file, which I've activated. Here it is, index file. I need to save this. File, save. I want to save as, you can save it as and place it in the right location. Dashboard location with the name as index.html. So here we have got so many. I'm just replacing this with index.html, the new content. Replaced it. Okay. Go and cross check it. Okay, go and cross check it on the browser by refreshing it. So come here, localhost, dashboard, sub.html, it is working, but I don't want sub to be accessed directly. Just gave that. Link should appear. What happened? Check out for the code, index.html code. Here we gave anchor tag. Okay. This is fine, no problem. I forgot to give this double quotes here. That's why it was missing. Okay, I've rectified the problem. Save it, come and refresh it back. You should get the link. You can see. So when I click on the link, it will navigate to sub.html. I can create a link. I can go back to. So link is used. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to click on this link, navigate here, and perform some action on it. Reference to what? Reference to name. Okay. So just I'll go back to the script in your IDE. Okay. Instead of referring to IDE, I'll refer to name. Okay. All right. Now check this. I'll just say driver dot find element by ID. Here I'll say by dot ID. And I'm giving that to find what? Let's say link. Okay, link is given what name? Did we give any name to it? No, I did not give any name. So here I'm just going to give ID is equal to, I'll say LNK. Okay, so I can refer in the code to LNK. Saved it. Going back, I'll just say referring to this with the name as LNK. Okay, now check this. I've given in double quotes here to identify the object. I just place the code inside this. Okay, by ID dot, I'll say dot click. Okay, so what happens when I execute this? It will click on the link and navigate to the next page. Okay, we don't have the object in the current page. We have it in the next page, sub.html. That's why I clicked on the link. Okay, now let us see whether it's navigating to the sub page or not. Right click, I'll say run as Java application. It should open, enter all the name and other details, click on the link and navigate to sub. It is in sub. Now I can identify with the reference to what? Name. And I can write a code to enter name over there. Okay, all right. So let us go back to sub.html. Okay, so here this is index.html. Similar to this, we have sub.html. File, open. I'm opening up sub.html. Where it is located? It's located in c:/XAMPP/, that is our same dashboard location. Okay, XAMPP c:/XAMPP/htdocs/dashboard, and here we have the file with the name as sub.html. I've opened it. Okay, now here I'm referring to what? Name. Okay, this time previously it was ID. Now it is name. Now you ask me, can I refer to ID and name? You can, but you'll waste time. Okay, not required. Once your object is identified, we can perform whatever action we want. Either I can refer to ID or name. Left to you. Whatever it is easily identifying, take that. Okay. The hierarchy is first it will check for ID, then it will check for name, then class name, then CSS, then comes expand. We can do whatever action we want. Like we want to type something, we want to get something from there, we want to place the cursor there, we want to block the text, we want to delete the text, all those things we can do. Using what? Selenium methods. Okay. And when you get Selenium methods, when you say object dot, you'll get the list of methods. Whatever methods are there, you can refer, take the syntax of it, work as per syntax, it has to work. Okay. All right. So now we are going to refer to what? Name. So for identifying this, I should use name. So just check what I'm doing here. I'll just take the object details and I'm placing it in our chat GPT. Okay. So I'm just pasting this. Before this, I'm just telling very clearly that identify the object with what? Name attribute. I'll just hit enter. It will just repeat it. And I'm typing here. Identify the object with name attribute. Okay. With name attribute. It is given that HTML code. I don't want that code. I want to identify it. Okay. I am adding up one more line using Selenium. I did not give that. Okay. So now if I have given, it is going to identify the object with Selenium code. Find element by name. You can see here. Find element by name. This is the Selenium code. Same code only you can see here. It is giving you here. Find element by name. Instead of giving ID, we are going to change the code and give it as name. Okay. So after you click, it has navigated to the page. And this is the point where I'm using web element to identify with reference to name. One point to be noted, you should know what is the name of the object. Okay. So if you see here, we have given the object name as what? My name. I should use this. Where? In the Selenium code. So previously it was with ID reference. Now it is with name reference. So what it will do? First it will open index.html, perform all the tasks, click on the link, it will navigate to sub.html, and in that text we identified the text object with name, and we are giving, did we give anything to be done there? No. I want to type something there. Okay. So as the object details are being recorded here, let's say this is text 1. Okay. Or else I'll say name text. We have changing the name. Why? Because on top it is already being used. So name text I'm giving. Now what I should do, I want to enter something in that. So here I'll say, okay, I can give it here in the bottom, or I can give it on top. So I'm giving it on top only. Okay. So here I'll say these statements should come in the bottom. So I'll just copy it from here and place it after this actions and conditions are performed in the end at this point. Okay. So I'm saying that in that page, identify the object after it navigates to by clicking on the link. Okay. And this link click, I'll give it after the process is completed over here. Okay. So what it will do, it will enter all the values, check, pass, fail, it will give, click on the link because it is after this. After making decision, click on the link, navigate to sub.html. In sub.html, identify the object my name with reference to name attribute. Once it is identified, we have got the details of object. What is the object name? Name dot name underscore t text dot. What you want to do? I want to send some text into it. Okay, so I'll just say dot send key, and I'm giving here, let's say Ramesh Kumar. Okay, Ramesh Kumar. This is what I want to give in the sub objects text box. That's what we have done. Let us execute and see this. Right click, I'll say run as Java application. Now check what happens. It will first perform the task on the index.html. Open, enter, clicked on it, and Ramesh Kumar is entered in the next page. Okay. So once you identify the object, whatever you want, you can do it. Either you can read it, you can write it, you can type some text, all those things we can perform. So here we did two locators. One is ID locator, number two is name locator. I hope this is clear, right? Okay. So I'll stop here. Okay. We'll continue from the next attribute from Monday onwards. Okay. So till here, you have to practice.